Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon commentary video for you today. I am playing that German, Dutch, or Netherlands deck that we created in the last episode of the deck creation process. And I am joined with Gandalf the Armored, I think that's his name, yep, Gandalf the Armored, and Vlad Impaler. So, pretty good name for allies. I am up against Kiltrini yet again, who likes to be on red 4 and going up against me, it seems, with his allies Low Hunter and Yimmy. So, yep, we're all set up. I'm going to hit play and we'll get this on the start. So here is my convoy. Because I don't have an infantry in a vehicle, Gandalf is going to supply his in an M35. In the meanwhile, I am starting to lead my convoy down, and I'm going to go and try to take the forest here into Juliet. I've also got a lance ready for a tactical missile. And Vlad's going to go off over into Gulf, and Gandalf is going to be heading to Foxtrot. However, he's decided at the last second to tell us he's going to try to take this city, and we'll use this as a bit of a learning experience. These are all Vlad's helicopters. They're both playing US. So the MiG-23 has pretty good optics as well as all this. So they see these helicopters coming. And his learning experience, if you do helicopter rushes at the start, make sure you have some kind of recon. These have very good optics so they can see all that's going down. Some AA did take down one of the planes. Daps are firing, take out another MiG. As you can see, his push completely failed. If he had seen the recon, he would have seen these helicopters and know to back off. In the meanwhile, knowing that a bunch of these US Marines died and all these troops are coming down, we need to get this all defended up. I let Yimmy know that the Daps are in trouble, so he's going to be pulling back. At the same time, they sent a bunch of helicopters forward. I regret to say I did not pay attention to my Milan as I was focused more on the left and didn't realize my convoy was there just yet. But I do, however, lose my Milan's squads. But the Martyr 2 start getting into range and start opening up with their HE powered guns against this Hiera 2, as well as the Kylers opening up with their autocannon, taking that out. I've turned on the guns for the Cheetah, and we're going to be trying to hunt down that Gamma 2. But I'm desperately going to try to get this forest and hold this line to make sure they don't try to make any kind of push. In the meanwhile, we see all this is coming. Now I know exactly where this is going to be coming. They're going to be landing right about here in this area. The small squads are not going to be able to hold them off. So right on target, I aim my lance to get ready to stop this massive push, as all these troops are going to be bunching up to try to force their way through these smalls and these ranger squads. Helicopters are coming up as Vlad takes the time to get his troops into Gulf. Gandalf's M1A1 Abrams are going to try the best they can. Chaparral shoot down one of the Mi-24Ps, but one of them did get taken out. And all this stuff is starting to just punch on through. Mi-24 takes a hit. Missile misses. Oh, and the T-71, 1072 takes them out. All these Lechis shoots in, and here comes my Lance missile. Kills a whole bunch of stuff. I think there was 20s on top of each other. That just completely stalled them out, as they did. They're also doing a massive push over here on the right, but I have all of my Cheetahs, Kylers, and Martyr 2s, and my Leopard NA5NL. They're going to be opening up against all of this. L15 comes forward, but my Cheetahs are going to open up with their guns, as well as the Hawk HEOSs. Takes out that. I did lose a Martyr 2 in that bombing exchange, but that is fine. There's an M84A that's still opening up against this Kyler, but I've held this. They realized that I'm holding this, are pretty dug in here. And now, seeing that not all the enemy troops were destroyed by my lance, M1 Abrams getting too close, some LSTR-40s. I have to open up with its machine guns as it reverses. Another Abrams are coming over. They're going to be shooting over against those Sopels. And I am bringing forward some reinforcements, some Stotruppen, to try to hold off this to try to clear out what enemy forces are here in Foxtrot. And because it didn't quite work out with Gandalf here in this building line, he didn't have the number of troops necessary to hold off this push even after my lance nullified most of their advance. In the meanwhile, though, Vlad is making an excellent job pushing forward with his rifleman and his Bradley. And Rangers backing up, and he's just pushing through this forest line area. F-15D Eagle comes in to drop bombs here for some reason. Not sure if he got anything. T-72 M1M is going to be coming down, but Vlad is helping out with his Gandalf and is bringing forward a longbow. Here comes the J-35F. It's flying over the chaparrals. Longbow takes out that tank. Chaparral does not take out that helicopter. That is tragic, but the longbow did take out the tank, so that cleared out a huge problem. Rangers are going up against LSDR-40s, even though the Rangers have a light machine gun, the LSDR-40s are very, very effective against dealing with infantry. But Gandalf has unloaded some Delta Force, and I've got some Stormtroopers ready to move in at a moment's notice, but it looks like they are going to be providing some reinforcements. MI-AT is trying to open up with its rocket pods, but the Chaparrals are firing with its missiles. It essentially takes it out. They're the Charioteer that's moving forward. M1A1HC fires and misses near point blank, so he gets a little bit closer. Charioteer cannot get any kind of penetration power against that M1A1. Does fire and take out the Rifleman squad, as the M1A1 is in a little bit of retreat, but he's holding off there in the center, on the left. My Stormtroopers have finally arrived in the center. I'm not doing anything here on the right. I'm just trying to stem the tide of their constant pushes. I want to make sure this is secure before advancing into Echo. Though if I was better, I probably could prioritize both because they can't be doing both. But I just wanted to do the safe play and keep our stuff alive. SPW-152K coming for this building compound, and I need to desperately get there. I thought there was another tank still alive, so I didn't want my Stormtrooper to go out into the open just yet. I would kind of move across to see if there was a tank there, but then I decided against it and move them back into the building. Rangers and Riflemen are coming forward. They're going to be taking out the last of this recon squad. M1A1HC is firing against its Eggman. Does successfully take that out. There's some Scott 2As are coming forward with some infantry inside. F-15D Eagle has dropped some massive ordnance of bombs, as well as my tactical missile hitting here, basically on whatever infantry that were trying to get to this building. We were making sure it did not succeed. So I'm sending my Stormtroopers over to this less building compound as I send more Stormtrooper reinforcements to take over here into the center to make sure no enemy forces move forward. Gandalf has an initial squad of Delta Force, which opened up again with Carl Gustav. Takes out one. He almost starts aiming with his M60 light machine gun. As my Stormtroopers are starting to get into the fight, Delta Force takes out the other vehicle, and now we have the superior numbers and training against these Elias Schutzen. Even though they are shock trained, I believe our troops are better, well, arguably. Now we have better accuracy. So it's a massive gunfight going across. I bring over some YPR-765s with their Brownie machine guns, see if they can provide a little bit of supporting fire, and it seems like Killer Trini is trying to keep on pushing into Vlad the Impaler, backing up Yimmy's Commandosi. Longbow's coming forward with its autocannon to help provide it. Vlad's, I have to say, is very good at micromanaging to know exactly where his troops are. Two DAPs are going to go up against these Sokols, or not, they're going to pull on out. Oh no, one missile gets fired off by the Sokol, takes out one of the DAPs. But the Chaparral takes out one of the Sokols just fine. Home in the center, BVP M96 Vidra is firing at Gandalf's M901A, which stops and is returning fire with its TOW-2 missile. Vidra is retreating. Got out of range of that ATGM, but he does have some combats, which are some excellent vehicles. So they took out that Vidra no problem at all. Longbow moving forward to take out these Polos. Oh, they're Malioka 2M missiles. Oh, not bad, not bad. But Longbow is definitely going to be taking advantage of those missiles and take them out. It is low on fuel, so because it has been flying around and helping out, but Vlad's definitely pretty good at this game, as you can see. Being able to stop, basically, it looks like every person coming down here into Gulf. A lot of people tried to come down to the center. They saw that I was too dug in onto the right. And Gandalf said there's a lot of infantry in here, so I will probably target my land there. And I'm bringing forward the CV into Hotel because I realized we're not getting a whole lot of points. Gandalf the Armored has his infantry in that vehicle, though ideally we would want it in here where there's a lot of buildings to hide the CV in. I'm pretty sure he'll see my CV and decide to put his into Foxtrot shortly. So now things are taking a little bit of a lull. I'll speed it up just a little bit. I'm bringing forward some more Milans into Fuchs Milan squads. They're going to be coming up here into Foxtrot. I already have some Milan 2 squads here. Oh, some Rangers are being hit because my Milan 2 squads are preventing them from getting in. So I just move them back here. They'll be able to still provide the ATGM support. So now we've got a screen against any more pushes. Right here on the left, I'm bringing up some more Fuchs Milans to screen up here onto the center. Vlad's consolidating his forces. There's some infantry there, it seems. Humvee is just getting into position to open up with his Browning machine gun. As he's just preparing to consolidate for any kind of push from Charlie. He definitely needs to keep in mind because there's a reinforcement point right here from the enemy. Some Sopels are coming across. Bringing forward an MD Jupiter, very cheap recon. They seem to have missed with some mortars. And like I said, things are just taking a little chill after the hectic, constant shoving into our face with all their forces at the start. They really wanted to try to capture Gulf and Foxtrot, and possibly even Juliet, given how they were trying to push through. The only reason why they really didn't succeed is because my Leopard 2A5NL was able to stop their was a lot more powerful than the tanks they had going for them. BGS Recon spots out some flak OSA, takes it out with the helps my Milan 2s take those out. Move a man caddy to help reinforce here, and here comes their full air force. I'm sure a lot of these are killed Trennies. Yeah, looks like a lot of them are killed Trenny. I remember him abusing the air force, but I've got a little surprise for him. And the little surprise is the IHawk HEOS, the non-radar AA. So now he's going to have to be mindful of my AA this time instead of just picking it off with his constant seed aircraft. Milan 2 is going to be opening up against an SPW-60BB. Takes that out. Kiowa takes out successfully the vehicle heading down the center. Needs to move that back. Kiowas can be taken out in one hit. Looks like there was going to be another attempted push, but Vlad has an M1A2 Abrams with an HC Abrams, so no Vihor by itself is going to get through that fire. The 2 missile Praka takes out the recon helicopter. I'm blanking on the name. And now it's time for me to figure out what I want to do. I've got this help securely defended. L-15M is coming in. Seeing that there's a lot of aircraft going through. Nice shot by the Gandalf's Patriots, but I'm bringing some IHawk HEOSs, so I can they're non-radar, so I can forget about them, and they're going to help screen Vlad because he's a little weak on the AA side. Meanwhile, I am slowly pushing up the right. I just want to make sure where the enemy all is. Oh, look! I was wondering when this happened. They did capture Echo at the moment, and I decided to hit a huge lance strike right here, and a bunch of points came up, including 100 for the CV. So, yep, lances are pretty good, and I brought up a second lance because of how effective they have been. Keep this in fast forward mode. So now that I've moved up my Leopard, my MD Jupiter, to basically see that there's no real threat, I'm getting a CV, moving up the Leopard Verkenning and the Cheetah. BGS Recon Squad is coming over to peek over the horizon, and there's a whole lot of stuff there, I see. See that there's a helicopter right there, so I'm going to start moving my Cheetah up to try to shoot it down. So it's just trying to get into the range. I'm just worried about whatever might be worried about around this forest, but I thought the MD Jupiter was forward enough that anything that could shoot at it would shoot at it. So my Cheetah's about to come up, shoot at the Gamma 2, and oh god, there's ATGMs. Full reverse. And barely loses line of sight just in time. Ooh, that was close. I did not want to lose a Cheetah for free. So, now that I've got Snow Troopin backing up, it seems that a plane came in, took out one of my IHawk HEOSs, but hopefully I killed something else. There's a recon squad right here. My Milan 2 is opening fire against that recon squad. Can it hit it? Nope, it goes airborne. BVPs are opening up against my cheetah again, so I've just gotta be very careful and play it smart. It is destruction. I don't want to lose stuff unnecessarily. I'm pretty sure I've got a lance. It's going to be opening up with one of its missiles. Those ATGMs are coming in. They're aiming for my cheetah. Misses. And my lance perfectly tactical strikes, stuns those BVPs. So they're now panicked, feeling that they're less likely to hit. I now begin charging forward with all these vehicles. See if there's anything else that I need to worry about. Stormtroopers and Panzer Grenadiers from the forest here have moved over. They're going to be trying to cross into Echo. And a T-55, as well as the autocannons, opened up against the MD Jupiter. They've noticed that the Gamma 2 was in danger, so they smartly moved that back. A lot of tanks are starting to open up against my Panzer Grenadiers. So I start retreating from the forest line here because I do have this still pretty locked down. Panzer Grenadiers are revealing where the enemy is, so I decide I'm going to take my Leopard 285 and the Marder 2, as well as the Kyler, and I'm going to push in to see if I can flank these tanks. I move my Stormtrooper across. These are kind of sacrificial infantry to basically reveal where the enemy is, as the Leopard 285 is going to be opening up and scoring side shot against these M84A tanks. One does successfully go down as the Marder 2 is charging forward. It's going to be opening up against its T-55 as the backup of the Leopard 285 NL. Successfully takes out those two heavy tanks. Stormtrooping is being gunned down by the vehicles and the infantry. BGS is moving up, and they actually got two Proletary 90s here that took out my Leopard 285 NL. I found that great and deeply annoying. Marder 2 has been moving up, but seeing that there's Proletary here, I did decide to think better of it. BGS squad does get taken out because it is a 5-man squad, as well as the MD Jupiter. I am losing a little bit of stuff right now, though they're very cheap stuff. I'm just poking and prodding to see what the enemy might have. Moving up to Marder 2, see if I can get an angle on any of the vehicles that I can see, because it does have medium optics. The recoilless rifle vehicles are quickly taken up by the Marder 2, which quickly also acquires one of the AA pieces. Starts moving forward a bit, but I decided it's getting a little too far forward. Decided to move back. And then I'm like, wait a minute. It did get in range of something. It did see something. It's on the run. Bang. Take it out. And now it's time to move it back. Alright, so I've got a Leopard 285 NL to replace the one that I just lost. Looks like there's a sniper squad right here, shaking pot shots at the M35. Takes it out with its Law, or RPG. J35FS coming up against Gandalf's Wild Weasel. Oh, that's that MiG-29 from Kill Trini. Wild Weasel is in quite for world of hurt. Chaparral is taken out, but with the help of the Wild Weasel does take out that plane. My IHawk HEOS misses with his return missile against that MiG-29. Leopard Verketti moves up and sees that there's a BVP that has not been resupplied. Has managed to take it out at range with his very good optics to see that. Cheetah's moving up to make sure the Leopard doesn't get too far ahead. And now my Marder 2 reinforcements have arrived, as my other hurt Marder 2 has basically got to the safety, and I say, turn around, go back into the fight. So I've unloaded my two Panzer Grenadiers, and they're splitting off, because I know there's some infantry here, and I desperately want to get rid of them if I'm to successfully push. So these Panzer Grenadiers are going to just reveal their position so that my tanks can destroy these infantry to oblivion, while these Panzer Grenadiers are going to back up this Marder 2. And there's the first of the Proletary that are revealed. My Verketti, Leopard 285, and Kyler are all going to open up against the first Proletary. The second Proletary 90 is going to meet a similar fate. Knowing that was the last of the two infantry squads, but this Panzer Grenadier squad is going to turn back and rejoin their buddies up here. Leopard 285 is now in a screening position. Marder 2 is going to engage the Proletary at point-blank range. It does have pretty strong front armor, so it's able to take quite a few shots. One of the Proletary are stunned, but the Marder 2 does eventually go down. Panzer Grenadiers have been taking them out with the MG3, and there's only one other Proletary squad left. Of course, my Panzer Grenadier is going to move forward to screen for these Marder 2s, because infantry will shoot at other infantry with machine gun if they're the first to encounter, allowing the vehicles free reign. But then, of course, Gamma 2 is coming. And I quickly reorganize all of my more expensive vehicles excluding the Martyr 2. This Martyr 2 stays hidden into the forest for now. Going to be moving up to back up the Panzer Grenadiers. Gamma 2 fire this Malyuka missile. Does successfully take out the Martyr 2 first hit. Kyler's going to fire with its autocannon and main gun, and it looks like we're going to be clearing this out. Cheetah's is going to be moving around the mountain, see if he can take out that Gamma 2, as my other two Cheetahs are going to come to screen as well. Tiger 2 is also here to provide some recon, and I've got some my IHawk HEOSs moved up forward in case they decide to turn the air power they're throwing up against Vlad on the left against me. Which it looks like they just shot down another... Oh, that's a Hornet, so they shot down a tank. F-15D Eagle did not drop its payload. That's interesting. Missile comes in, does not take out the F-15 barely. Ooh, Scott 2 taken out, Hunt plus 100 points. I guess the Panzer Grenadiers took out the CV. That was a nice RPG shot. They're probably coming in to reinforce Echo from that tactical lance that I did earlier. YPR 765 are leading the way because they are 5 points, so I don't really particularly worry about losing them, and no alert this Leopard for Kenning if there's anything bad in this forest. Panzer Grenadiers are moving up, and now I've got complete control of Echo. My IHawk HEOS is also going to be moving up to provide a bigger umbrella screen against the enemy aircraft. I already have one parked in position, guarding against these two tanks to make sure the enemy doesn't try to rush down to Delta. My Block 10 is going to be going over here, and this is cluster munition. It's going to take one loop because I did forget about it when I first brought it in, but then when I saw there was a tank right over here, so I am going to tell it to do a cluster bombing run to see if I can guess exactly where that tank went. This would be an ideal location because it can see quite a bit of enemy forces as well as anything in the town. So my Block 10 is going to drop the cluster munition. Going to attract some kind of AA? No? Alright, no AA. As cluster munition successfully destroys that tank that I saw into the forest exactly where I thought it would be. Excellent. So bringing forward more reinforcements. The Martyr 2s are going to be unloading some Panzer Grenadiers. I'm also going to be bringing forward a Leopard 2A1. And this Gamma 2 is going to be a bit annoying. Oh god, there's an ATGM. Takes out one of my IHawk HEOSs, which was too far forward. Little nervous about having my Martyr 2s move across here. At the meantime, on the left-hand side, Giltrini and Yimmy are going to be doing a push against Vlad Impaler, who is starting to crumble a bit. The M1A2 Abrams is too panicked to resupply from my supply helicopter that I left him. His Marines are left holding the bag with his AT-4, not really going to be doing a whole lot. Chaparrals take out a Puma, as the last of the U.S. Marines is going to fall. Sako also goes down to that Chaparral. Tornado IDS is coming forward to drop some bombs on where some infantry were. I'm going to try to stem the tide of their push. Tornado takes a huge hit, but those bombs were right on target. I'd say I scored so many tactical and bombing runs in this game that just really panned out. So Leopard 2A1 is coming forward. I'm going to bring forward some Stormtrooper, and my Martyr 2 is going to go across. I'm trying to guess just how far those missiles actually have in range, and I seem to guess correctly as not one missile is going to be fired against us. I do see that there's an HT-40 NRZ. They are starting to artillery my Kyler, but fortunately since it's a tank it should be able to survive just fine. Cheetah's going to move up to make sure that this helicopter does not make my day unbearable. Panzer Grenadiers are in position, but they're not going to overcommit. I'm waiting for reinforcements of infantry so that I can continue my push forward, and the Cheetahs are now taking the artillery bombardment. Over here, we're going to have another massive air engagement. Vlad Impaler is moving forward with his F-16 Block 52, and Hornet is going to come forward. Also, Gandalf is going to have a Tomcat with his interceptor missiles facing the wrong way. They exchange the missiles, but neither side has committed deeply in. Tomcat's going to be moving forward. MiG-21 goes out, and the other airplanes do escape. In the meantime, now we're going to have a massive engagement over on the right, and begins this long engagement. This is going to be non-stop action, folks, so hope you have your popcorn now. He's not going to have any chance to. Panzer Grenadiers are going to start fighting against these proletarian mortars, and artillery shells are going to be coming in. Going to move my Panzer Grenadiers out of the way of that. Our ATGM takes out one of my Martyr 2, but thankfully only one Panzer Grenadier member in that squad died, so did manage to save most of the squad. They're going to be able to be in quick fighting shape, quickly unload the Panther Grenadiers, regroup them up, and then send them back into the town. More artillery coming in, and here comes more of the engagement. Panther Grenadier 90s are going to be coming forward against this Proletariat 90s. Since he's going to try to engage into me, I'm just thinking if I can get this, I can push across. Leopard 2A1 fired a pot shot as it was moving over into this forest area. Leopard Brigading is also able to help this out. HT-40 is going to open up with its rocket pods. Didn't quite realize it was in range, but now that I know that it is, I'm going to be trying to move my cheetahs into position. Another ATGM going for this YPR, which is only 5 points. Cheetah's going to move forward, take out the Gamma 2 over here on the left, since it only has 4 power, or 4 HP. The cheetah does take it out quite quickly. Panzer Grenadiers are engaging these Mechazovania Pez, as well as now I've just moved up my Panzer Grenadier 90 to help assist that out. Brigading and Cheetah are going to be taking the pounding with the artillery, and the Panzer Grenadiers are going to be moving forward. YPR is starting to move across, so it looks like they are out of ATGMs, as my stone troopers are going to be trying to come into this building compound, basically to distract the multi-pronged push. My Panther Grenadiers are moving forward. I'm moving my Kyler back as it has taken quite a bit of damage. YPR is going to be scouting out and is now in full range with its Browning machine gun to hold off. Looks like they were trying to push forward into the center under this, as it looks like Vlad has managed to do a massive counterattack, backed up by Gandalf and his light rifleman, which I believe he brought into Black Hawk, so he's able to help push the enemy back over on the left. On the right, my Cheetah has finally got an angle on the HT-40, which is opening up with its rocket pods. Needed to move it up a little bit more as we take out that last of that helicopter. Another ATGM takes out the YPR 76550. Leopard Brigading is going to be able to target those Paddle Brancy as the Panzer Grenadiers and the infantry are fighting, so my Panzer Grenadiers are going to retreat. HEOS hits one of the planes. Another missile flies off, misses all those planes, and it has one missile left. Snowtroopers are going to be engaging against the massive amount of infantry here. The Snowtroopers, unfortunately, are not going to survive against that, and I know that, but they are going to distract the enemy, as my real objective is trying to get this town and cut off their reinforcements. Leopard Brigading has just been taking non-stop artillery barrage. YPR are going to help fire with their Browning, as the Snowtrooper they dropped off are going to directly engage these mechanized mountain infantry. And it looks like there's going to be artillery support against not his attack up with Gandalf's Paladin. They're going to be landing in right here. They're also going to be landing in where the infantry was of the enemy. Snowtroopers are going to be taken out by the last of the infantry there. So the Snowtroopers move forward to engage against these panicked infantry. Martyr 2 and the Leopard Brigading are going to take out the last of the Paddle Brancy. There's a Polo that fired up against the YPR, as another tank is beginning to fight forward, and this is basically mostly me by myself. Gandalf is going to be bringing forward some of his troops. Looks like there's an attack squad coming in. It's going for that Salamandra. Oh, is he going to get it? Oh, that felt good. And here comes more reinforcements. The Vihor is going to be opening up against the Snowtroopers, and there's a lot of rocket artillery going to try to panic up my troops. The Snowtroopers are nearly panicked, but they are got these Mechazonia troops down to the ropes, but they are getting quite a bit of fire. My Snowtroopers do wisely retreat. Mancaddy 6x6 is going to be coming up to try to repair up a lot of the little nicks and damages all these things have taken, especially this Eyehawk. It needs to get some missiles back. Blackhawks are moving forward as well as the DAP, but they move just in range of the ATG of anti-air missiles. And so both of them do get taken out. My Block 10 does get taken out by the AA, but it's going to be unloading its cluster munition against where that tank was last seen. And with the 8 HE power, takes out a 130-point tank. I was quite happy with that. Panzer Grenadiers are going to be trying to back up the Snowtroopers. Basically, these are the last of the infantry. I'm just trying to keep them back. And now here are the Formosa. And now these are why Formosa are so formidable against the infantry. With that grenade launcher, they can just wreck apart enemy infantry. Not to mention they are elite trained. Martyr 2 is going to engage directly against the Formosa, and they are going to retreat back. Lance shot comes in, takes out a couple enemy squads. Another Lance takes out a couple more enemy squads. Those Lances are very good. I love these things. As the YPR are coming forward, they're going to unload the Stormtrooper. And the Stormtroopers are going to hold back against these elite Finnish recon squads. As my Martyr 2 is moving forward, and with the sheer amount of gunfire, we're going to try to kick the enemy back. Kyler has also moved up against that. I moved my Leopard NA 2A5NL with its massive gun in case the enemy does have any more enemy tanks coming forward. Stormtroopers have come into the forest line. We're going up against these Macedonia Pez. And the Macedonia Pez cannot use their light machine guns because, while the Stormtroopers can, because they're close quarter combat. DAP is going to be trying to go up with its auto cannons, but it barely missed a AA missile here. More infantry are taken down as my Stormtrooper and Panzer Grenadiers are beginning to make their push forward. Martyr 2, they're very panicked and damaged, but the Man Caddy 6x6s are now beginning the repairs of all of my stuff as more infantry are coming forward, as well as more cheetahs. Cheetahs are cheap and pretty effective against aircraft, so that is why I am focusing on them and not the Gepard A2. Stormtrooping is starting to break through with the infantry here. The Proletari are trying to gauge into the fight, but now that those troops were down, the Proletari are next on the Stormtroopers' agenda to engage. Light riflemen are being cut to shreds by the other Proletari, and the Leopard 2A5 fires a stray shot as it's trying to move back and forth to help out. YPR is also engaging, and as you can see, there's just chaos everywhere. Non-stop fighting everywhere. The Formosa with his frag grenades are managing to hold off the Stormtroopers and just ripping them apart. Like I said, Formosa are very good against infantry. This is always why frag grenade infantry are pretty good. Their entire purpose is destroy enemy infantry, whatever the cost. You just have to have something to take out the vehicles. And now the Proletari 90s have outnumbered the Stormtroopers enough. The Stormtroopers will not be able to hold off the enemy forces. So it is worth noting that at Panicked, their primary gun is now 50% accurate. More Stormtroopers come in to open up with long range against the light riflemen. More artillery is going to be landing against these tanks. BVP are going to be opening up against these 5-point trucks. This the whole point of the 5-point trucks is to make sure that all of their fire is wasted on them. Artillery is coming forward, and massive bomb drop has come in against where the Formosa were. Stormtroopers move forward to engage against these Macedonia Pez, as well as another Panzer Grenadier 90. HT-40 is going to be opened up with those rocket pods. It's going to stop those Panzer Grenadier 90s in their tracks. Stormtroopers are going up against the infantry. This is just non-stop battle, contesting with over this forest. Definitely want to push forward. The enemy definitely wants to keep me back, and so far they're keeping me back just fine. Got a tactical missile that landed right in the middle there. YPR is going to be moving to the right. No need to give him free points. Martyr 2 is going to be trying to get up and get a good angle against these Macedonia Pez, but they also go for this BVM-80A, which is opened up with its Maliuka missile. Martyr 2, they're quickly reloading. One of the Martyr 2s takes the front of those ATGMs, but does survive with his incredible front armor. Going to keep me pushing forward with these Martyr 2s. Stormtroopers are now going to be pushed back with these Formosa now in here. And the Formosa from Kiltrini, of course they would. The enemy is definitely consolidating here. We are now the bigger threat. All three enemy forces are converging onto my position, and this is primarily all my troops. Yes, there's some reinforcement from Gandalf, but Vlad's doing his thing over onto the left, I guess getting ready to push forward. Me, I'm trying to keep the enemy back. SU-22MP takes a hit by the HEOS, but does take out one of my cheetahs. Another missile misses. Last missile from the HEOS also misses at SU-22, which was a shame. I could definitely use one less seed plane in the air. Small squad's going to be opening up against the Formosa point blank. Humvees are going to try with their Browning machine gun to gun them down. He's also bringing forward, looks like some U.S. Marines. Or 90s, I should say. They're going to help me pushing forward. As, they have chewed through most of my infantry, but I do have reinforcement of infantry coming through. ATGMs are firing across with these Kiowa. IHawk HEOS is also resupplying. I've moved my man caddies because the artillery was getting a little too intense for their fighting wares. And the US Marine 90s and the SMAWs are starting to pick up the slack where my troops have left off, since Mechazona Pez is going to be falling pretty quickly. There's some helicopters flying over onto the left. And like I said, this action is going to be non-stop all the way until the game actually ends. Small squads are pushing forward, a little ballsy as they're low on ammo, low on men. And they are panicked. LVTP, they're opening up with their grenades, so they're trying to chew through these infantry just fine as US Marines are being backed up. I'm bringing forward some of my MAT transport CH-53Gs. They're going to be resupplying as these Mankais are just about out, and they're going to go back to the FOB for resupply. My Stormtroopers are coming for reinforcement of these US Marine 90s, and it looks like we're starting to break through. These US Marine 90s are just need to take out these BVPs, and this LVTP is also going to be helping out with his frag grenades. As well as with this light machine gun, my Leopard 285 is going to be going across here to see if there's any enemy forces. MiG-21F tries to take out the IHawk with a missile, does not succeed, as the Cheetah does successfully take it down. Last missile from the HEOS misses against the MiG-29. And a rocket artillery does take out the HEOS. That is unfortunate. But an ATGM flew over this Leopard 285, and Leopard 285 decided to chase it down because it turned and charged. That's what you do when you have a very strong front armor. And it's the end of the game. So if I sound a little winded, that's because I was trying to commentate a whole lot of action that was going simultaneously into that engagement. I did pretty even in that engagement, given I was fighting 3 of them at the end there for what seems like 10 minutes straight. Gandalf did alright. He also struck even, but Vlad was on point. Over double the points here. He definitely pulled this through, this game through for us. And we'll go to our kills. Martyr 2 took out the couple helicopters, bunch of the infantry and vehicles that were trying to push forward. Leopard 285 took out the Vihor and the M84AN recon tank that was also at the push, as well as following up was taking out the tanks at the start. My Lance got a whole lot of Qs. Lichtschützen, LSTR 40s, Mechazonia Pez, got CV here, BOV, the Recon. Basically, they got a lot of stuff. Kyler got a bunch of cheap vehicles, and then things start balancing out. Stormtroopin, Milan 2s, just skimming through. Verkenning took out a number of tanks and vehicles. Yeah, pretty good. My Tiger got even a CV. That's pretty cool. Didn't see that. Tornado IDS killed a bunch of stuff. And yeah, definitely nice chewing through the enemy right there. Cheetah getting the last MiG-21 MF kill. And yep, a whole lot of losses. But yeah, that was definitely a fun game. I definitely enjoyed the West German and Netherlands. They two do go hand in hand together. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of Wargame Red Dragon. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And also post down below if there's any deck you want me to make and see play. And I'll see you all in the next video.